Well, I'll start off by saying it's a hell of a fine day to be a land-based mammal, as opposed to Flipper. Flipper, faster than lightning. Remember Flipper? He was the dolphin. He's a sea-based mammal, whereas we are land-based mammals. You can you can never deny that. Um, I point out the benefit of us having digits, digitally opposed thumbs. Um, and you know, therein lies the problem. We can invent all kinds of nasty things with it instead of really inventing nice, peaceful things to make the planet better. um, hmm, that's a little bit better. If I hold this thing up, I can actually look you straight in the eye, or look me straight in the eye. Impossible. Well, at least it looks like I'm looking at myself. I'm not really. I'm looking at a sheet of glass. Rather impersonal, but this is as personal as I can get without coming into your living room. Scary. Who the hell is that man sitting in your living room? Nobody knows. He just appeared one day. We thought of getting rid of him, but like, geez, you know, I dislike the bookshelf over in the corner a lot worse, and I thought I'd get rid of that first. If anything, he's entertaining people. You know, he's a conversation piece. What the hell is that hairy man doing in your living room? I digress. I was just thinking that maybe, I don't know, Mitt Romney should donate his 12-car garage to science. Because hundreds of years ago, they didn't dream of 12-car garages with elevators. And chances are, in the future, they will look at maybe that 12-car garage, should it still be standing, and say, how would anybody buy it? You make a 12-car garage with elevators, and why does one person need that many cars? This is assuming that someday we realize we put any worth on things. You want to read an interesting book. Who was it? Thomas More? No, one of those guys. I can't remember exactly who. There's a book called Utopia. And one of the premises of the book, which I thought rather amusing, is they give children diamonds and rubies and, you know, so on and so forth, precious, you know, things, and they make them out of silver and gold and platinum and make all kinds of little rattles for the kids. So the kids kind of, they grow up and their little sparkly things are the things to entertain them as children. And when they get older, they grow out of that. It's just not, you know, sparkly crap, all kid stuff and all of that. And one of the things when a man gets punished for stealing, this killed me. They put a ball and chain kind of thing around his, you know, fetters around his ankles. Take away his freedom to an extent, especially being as the the bars and the chain and the ball that he's got to drag around, which he can't get away too fast. It's this gigantic heavy ball on his chain. He's actually got to pick it up and carry it if he's going to make any time. But at any rate, or it's going to be very painful. But regardless of that, it's made of gold. Gold. In other words, the links, the fetters, the ball he's got to drag around, which is probably very heavy being gold. But basically, gold is considered, you know, things like that are considered tangible, useless things that you can feel, touch, taste, whatever, but useless. And by the time everybody grows up to be adults, they realize important things, you know, family and food, comfort, you know, hot shower every now and then, the important things, not gold or silver or jewels or any that kind of stuff, because I don't know, the Bible says, store not up things that rust and moth can consume, such and such. But at any rate, yeah, I'm too close to this camera, God, it's freaking me out. I don't really like to be this close to myself. And I'm sure you like me far away from you in your living room. I really will shave and all that good kind of stuff one of these days. Not get a haircut, though. I just don't do haircuts. But, at any rate, read Utopia sometime, and perhaps you'll begin to treasure the things that are really important in life. And I say this only because I know everybody's struggling along to make a living, put food on a table, and it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, but perhaps if we genuinely acted like we cared about other people and genuinely cared for their sorrows and the things they go through day to day, and sincerely, I don't know, went out of our way just to be just a hair nicer every day. Like, try it tomorrow when you go into your boring job with your mean boss who doesn't care about you. It's a struggle to get ahead. Try being nice to everybody. And when that gets to be too much, put your head under the desk and pray. Pray, because sometimes there's not much you can do about the way people are, and all you can do is ask a higher power. Let's face it, if we're the highest power there is, we're really screwed. I'm not trying to proselytize. I'm not trying to tell anybody to believe in God. I'm not trying to tell anybody to get more religious. Like, geez, man, what else you got, people? Really? Kind of like that old joke. What do people scream when they're having sex? Oh God! Oh God! Not oh nothing. It doesn't. Something that doesn't exist. Oh no. Old joke, but it bears reason. I think at our most perilous times we go towards God. At our most good times, if we're smart, and we try going to God all the time, there's a whole nother concept. You keep God in your mind all the time. Try it for a day. It's very difficult. It's the devil's always going to throw things in your way, all kinds of bad things, It's very hard to be godly. And can you imagine, like, the turmoil Jesus went through right then? Those are really rough times. I mean, like, I would hazard a guess in hearing what the lifespan being what it was, infection, disease, lack of just everything that we have nowadays that we take for granted. And it must have been very difficult in his day to maintain. But that's just, a grok on it, I mean, Jesus was blameless, There's been blameless people in this world. There's been some awesome people, Even today, I think there's some saints in the world, Take a look at Bono. I mean, for crying out loud, this guy has gotten the World Bank to alleviate a lot of third world debt, which kept a lot of these countries, people don't even know this, kept a lot of these countries from progressing, getting anywhere, because they were paying off ridiculously high national debt. Now, worry about our national debt. Really, it is a problem, no doubt, but what would happen if, hypothetically, we just said, hi, Chinese, Saudi Arabians, everybody who owns large portions of this country, we're a little short this week, and, we're going to stop paying interest on it, basically because you wouldn't even be where you are today if it wasn't for us. And we're not trying to be ungrateful for lending us the money. It's just we haven't got it. We've been trying to take care of the world for so long and take care of our own people, and basically the machine has gotten bigger than he who is running it. This is a thought. Maybe we should stop corporate subsidies, like, I don't know, for big companies that are denuding the rainforest, international companies, just so they can maybe grow more Big Whoppers, Big Macs, beef. And I think I already pointed out that cow farts are a large part of global warming. And much as I think the cow is a fine animal, I mean, there's maybe too many, or we're concentrating too much. Maybe we should grow grain and really healthy things. And at least maybe less beef cattle and more dairy cattle. Make cheese. Who doesn't like a good pizza, right? Or grow tomatoes and cheese. Well, cows that make cheese. So we'll put the world in a pizza diet. I was thinking one day, given the large population in China, this is just a thought, isn't it kind of cool that God made them on a primarily rice diet, which produces less gas than a bean diet? So, like, hypothetically, supposing the Chinese were all bean-eating guys, Lots of beans, and they farted a lot. Geez, global warming would probably be a lot worse with a billion people. Just a thought. Anyway, more on that later. Global warming and cow farts. Or more on something else later, okay? There's not a wealth of good subjects that are really going to fascinate people, is there? If you have a subject you'd like me to expound on, then by golly darn, leave me a YouTuberette. Is that what these are? YouTuberettes? Tiny little films? Regardless, but leave me a YouTuberette saying, John, we'd like you to explore this problem. Think it over very carefully. Give us your grok on it. And I will. By golly, I just... A long time ago, I stopped really giving a shit what people thought and started really kind of looking at things at a different perspective. What does God think about this? Or what would God think about this? Or the outcome of this? Or our decisions about this? Are we thinking sensibly? Thinking globally, thinking about others when we're making decisions? I don't know. Act locally, think globally. Jeez, isn't that cheesy? But true. Hey, love you. I really do. I mean that. And I'm out of here. More later. See ya. Yeah, I think that's the end of the film. By golly, that means I have to reach up above my head and tap my subconscious to shut this damn thing off. And here I go. 1, 2, 3. Bye.